That may very well have worked. It is unclear. Hello. Welcome. There we are. First time chat is from Steam Elements. The Steam Elements. Yes. Welcome. First time stream. That's me. We're going to see how this goes. Kind of extremely bright. Don't know if I'm too bright. Don't know if I'm looking kind of vampiric at the moment. No idea if anyone's out there. There could not be. We're going to be doing this. We're going to be playing Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, Reforged Edition, which was is one of my favourite franchises ever. Broken Sword, the very first game I ever actually finished, from start to finish, was Broken Sword 3, the Sleeping Dragon. So yeah, at some point, I think in the next half hour, my very good friend Alex Rose will be joining into the Discord, which I'm currently sat in. So at some point, he will jump in, and he will also be commentating on this game, because I'm terrified of dead air. I need someone to bounce off to be able to, you know, find the funny somewhere. Also, it's a puzzle game from the 90s, so I'm very much going to get stuck on this. And just having somebody else in the room to try and, you know, point out where I'm going wrong. Oh my god. First time chat. I actually have someone in the chat. Hello, Josh. As predicted, I've had my biggest fan. Been here for the first one. Welcome. I hope you're well. Am I fitting in? Am I just like all the other Twitch streamers? ETA to me dyeing my hair blue. Do Twitch streamers still do that anymore? Do you remember the weird phase where everyone was like dyeing their hair various colours? I'll be having an exceptionally strong coffee. Yes, dye your hair. I will be dyeing my hair. First person to give me money gets to decide the colour in which I dye my hair. So yeah, I suppose there's only so much preamble which I can actually, like, do before I have to, you know, eventually sit down and play the game. It's also teething problem number 1. Figuring out which one I should be looking at when playing the game, because I can see it on 2 screens, and I almost started playing it on that screen and then realised you don't want to just see this for the entirety of it. So yeah. This is Broken Sword. This is from, I believe, 1996. It's made by Revolution Software, which is a British developer. I did reach out to said developer to see whether or not I could get any sort of quotes or inside stuff about how the game was made. I spoke to a lovely person called Wendy, who informed me that the lead director, Charles Cecil, is notoriously hard to pin down for an interview. And as this is my first stream ever, I had nothing to back myself up with to be like, no, I'm a journalist. You can trust me. So yeah. Let's just see what Broken Sword Reforged has in store for us. So this is all new. This is a brand new remaster, 4K remaster, which came out of Broken Sword. It was originally in 1996. It came out on the PC. Then it had a version on the DS, and then it had a version on the iPhone, and it had a remaster for the PC, etc. But this is, I think, the second remaster they've done of this game. So there are a lot of parts of this which I just won't. Oh, this is new. This whole menu was never here before. Choose your preferred gameplay style. You can change these settings at any time. Ooh, a part of me really does just want to put it on story. Yeah, I'm going to go for story. I'm here to enjoy the game. I'm not here to punish myself with 90s puzzles. I'm going for mouse. It's a point and click game. Okay. Wow. Yep. Okay. This isn't the most, like, thrilling tutorial I've seen in a video game. No offense, Revolution. I do like this game. I'm gonna have to keep saying that over and over as soon as I, like, nitpick it a little bit. Actions will pop up. Left click to interact. Right click to examine. The controls are endless. Menus in the bag. And options are up here. Alright, here we go.
Paris in the fall. The last months of the year and the end of the millennium. The city holds many memories for me. Of cafes, of music, of love, and of death.
Ooh, that's pretty. I did read somewhere that AI has been used in aid of upscaling and trying to get this to be 4K. So I'm unclear as to where AI has 100% been used. I'm not even 100% sure it has been used, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere. Next stream I will come back with real information on whether or not AI has been used in this game. Which, you know, if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. Like, it's a very hard thing to avoid. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of it, shall we, on the very first stream. Let's dissect AI. All these people who I couldn't get a quote out of because they were busy. Barrington Falone, or Falone, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, Barrington, is the same guy who did the music for Inspector Morse. The art style, I haven't played this in a while, and obviously this is a remaster, but boy is the art style reminding me of Atlantis. Don't know if anyone has seen Atlantis. You all should see Atlantis. And if you haven't seen Atlantis, you could just watch Stargate, because it's the same movie. He's so angry. I was just enjoying my coffee, and then the cafe exploded. Ooh, that's pretty. Is it? Yeah, no,
As I picked myself up, all I could hear was the ceaseless drone of traffic. Life went on around me. But the explosion was to change my life forever.
Soon I found myself in a series of 5 video games. I think 6, depending on how that last Kickstarter went.
Wrapped around the lamppost was a newspaper.
Well, welcome to the game. This is what it is. It's me clicking, interacting, solving a mystery. Why did that guy
The leading
blow up
article referred to the
cafe?
visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state. That was the only news story. The rest was rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. Then I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read Salah ad-Din, 1345.
So I just put it in my pocket. You found an item. You can view this now. No, I'm going to trust myself that I know how to find that newspaper in the future.
The umbrella had protected me from the bomb blast, but it was of no use to me now.
Are you sure? I'm going to make you play with it anyway.
I contemplated crawling under the umbrella and pretending none of this had ever happened.
Oh, boy. I hear you, man. We've all been there.
The table had been overturned by the explosion.
I love the idea that George... by the way, this is George Stobart. I don't think we've introduced this character.
I considered straightening the table, but I figured it best not to disturb the evidence.
George, from what I remember, is just an American tourist who came to Paris...
The table had been overturned by the explosion.
To just enjoy a vacation. And while sat outside of this cafe, he sees a clown run in with an accordion.
I considered straightening the table,
the accordion explodes,
but I figured it best not to disturb
cafe.
the evidence.
And George wakes up and goes, I'm going to solve this terrorist incident. I'm going to find out why that clown did it. Who is he? Why does he take it upon himself? I assume we'll get answers. I don't think we do. Oh, gee, oof. Oh, well.
It was the body of the old man. It was hard to believe I'd seen him alive only minutes before.
That's really nice. I like that. You can see the stool where the bomb was and how it's like ripped through the bar. That's really nice. I like that. As a detail, you can kind of see where the explosion has come from.
I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
I decided to just start fiddling with the corpse. Turns out there was nothing. Maybe I should help this lady.
The pretty young waitress was unconscious.
Oh, thank God. I was about to say, does George ever blink?
Oh, my head.
He looks a bit like
Never again.
a bit
How
like
much
a psycho
vodka did I
robot,
drink?
but he's okay.
No, don't tell me. What is your name, Shelley?
George Stobart, ma'am.
Oh,
There you are, George
American.
Stobart.
She asked the question quite innocently, but I could sense her reserve. It was something which seemed to afflict all Europeans. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
I don't think George is a doctor.
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid.
Okay.
Can you remember
That's good.
anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
Sure.
Is that straight or with ice?
Just give me the bottle with a cheat on it.
I guess a little drop won't hurt.
These do sound like the original audio recordings, which is pretty cool. I also did reach out to at least 2 agents of the actors who
better.
appeared in this
She
game.
knocked back the brandy as
I
if it was
received no
water.
response.
I was glad I wasn't picking up the check.
Welcome
What
to the
about
hard
your
life
man?
of video game
Is he
journalism
dead?
before you actually have anything to speak of. Yeah, he's dead.
Yes, he is.
Oh, mon Dieu. I've never seen a real-life corpse before. Except for Grandmaman. That was different. She was family. Has he gone stiff?
I shouldn't think so. He's only been dead a few minutes.
You know the old man?
Did you know the old man?
No, monsieur.
It's like
I
me,
never saw him
George.
before.
We're on the same wavelength. What about the clown?
Do you remember what happened when the clown entered?
I remember that all about Tuni played all right. It was like a funeral dirge.
I'd never liked accordion music either.
Oof. Take that, accordion players. How about this newspaper?
Did this newspaper belong to the old gentleman?
I don't know.
Someone has scribbled a note on it. It reads, Salah Ed-Din, 1345. Does that mean anything to you?
Means something
No,
to me
monsieur,
because I
nothing.
remember this one puzzle.
Stay here, mademoiselle. I'm going to look around for evidence.
If I remember correctly, it's the name of a horse? Isn't it? Rob the till. No, George is too good to steal from the till. I like to imagine that George Stobart is essentially George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life, if George Bailey was allowed to leave and leave Bedford Falls, go on a vacation, and he went to Paris, and then a clown blew up a cafe in front of him, and he was like, "Oh, I better investigate this." Oh, good lord.
The drain pipe looked as if it would bear my weight. I took a deep breath and prepared to climb the drain pipe.
George has been a normal
I guess the
man
clown
up
had an
until he
escape
got
over the
blown up,
rooftops.
and then he just started doing weird stuff, like he walks into an alleyway and goes, "I'm gonna climb that drain pipe."
The drain pipe hung limp and useless. I decided I'd had enough of messing with that drain pipe.
But have you, George?
The window was protected by
If I put it on
stout-looking
normal
iron
mode,
bars.
not story mode, you'd be playing with that pipe for hours. Classic Paris 2024. And this is
It was a
even the
battered
red
old
light
trash
district.
can.
This is the brown light district. It's a trash can.
It was a stack of cardboard boxes which had once contained bottles of wine.
You may have noticed already, probably going to click on everything. If it's flashing, I'm going to click on it.
I
Because
examined the boxes closely.
If I
They
remember
were damp
correctly,
and smelly and decidedly empty.
Broken Sword 3, on the very first level which you do, you find like a pencil on a notice board.
It was a
And
battered
it's
old
like,
trash
hey, you
can.
can take the pencil if you want. And you take the pencil, and it's not until about like 7 or 8 hours later into the game that a puzzle is
It
solved.
smelled like
using
someone had dumped a truckload
pencil
of
to press
fish in a
like a
locker
tiny
room
button.
on a hot
You gotta
summer
keep that in
afternoon.
your inventory. You can't get rid of it, but you pick it up in the first level, and it's there for the entire game.
It was a
And
battered
so
old
just
trash
based on
can.
that logic, I'm clicking everything, because you never know where you're going to find in this trash can. Treasure? Kinda. Yeah, kinda. I won't lie. I'd find that as a treasure. It's a little kitty.
It was a plastic crate. There was nothing of interest.
Well, it's Friday night. You could have been out getting drunk. You could have been out doing drugs. And instead you're watching a man make another man kick some trash down an alleyway in 1996's Paris. You're my kind of people.
Freeze! Hold it, right there.
Oh, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the
Life
ground.
in London, yeah.
Put that
This
thing
is down
away,
and out in
Sergeant.
London and Paris.
I
The video
apologize,
game.
monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En
Okay,
avant.
haven't
Le
played this
café.
game in a while.
Marche.
I'm gonna call it now. That guy is evil. Look
What
at
a
that
mess.
evil
This
facial hair.
bombing is an outrage, is it
I
not?
mean,
Stop that, monsieur.
pot kettle black, but still.
Stop holding your breath at once.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides,
Ah.
I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However,
what, you do
in
that
this
in-
case, the man is
Every
quite
every
dead.
time this man
Clearly,
finds a corpse,
the killer
he
knew of his
screams
presence
at it to
and-
wake up.
How many times have I warned you about premature extrapolation? All we know is that he is dead.
It seemed reasonable to assume.
A great detective assumes nothing. Take Maigret, for instance.
But he was a fictitious character, monsieur. Why, he was no more real than Poirot or Tintin.
That's different, Moo. They were comedy Belgians.
This is a
Anyway, it is unlikely that
thoroughly
even you will
British
learn
game,
much from
through
talking
and
to the
through.
dead.
It is designed by a
Examine the
British
girl
studio.
and take her statement.
Tell
if
Moo I
you
hate
can.
him. You're gonna not enjoy the fact that Moo is in this game
I
a
doubt
lot.
if she is in a fit
I remember
state for
correctly.
questioning, monsieur.
At least in this early part.
It smells
I think
to
I have
me
to interact
as if
with
she has
Moo a
been
lot.
drinking.
As I feared, we have stumbled upon a den of iniquity, Moo.
Leave her to me, sir. I am used to
Is
handling
that the most
drunken
French
women.
name they could come
I
up
do
with?
not doubt that for one moment. Et maintenant, to business.
George is just stood
Your
silently
name,
for the last
please?
like 5 minutes.
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And
you
what
do?
brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful
Minus
at
the
this
cafe
time of
bombings.
year, no?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh my God.
Apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no
I'm also
reaction.
now working on
Did
the
you
theory
see the
that George was
deceased
killed.
enter the cafe?
And that this is... Did I see him? Yeah, no, he did. He bumped into the waitress.
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Who...
Did you see
Oh, no, she
anyone
is moving.
else
I
in
thought
the
she
cafe?
was just locked still. There was a clown.
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon, the picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live
Normal man.
if she survives the hangover. She doesn't remember seeing a clown, monsieur.
That's odd, don't you think, monsieur? Who am I to believe, I wonder? Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert
Whoa.
and look out for suspicious characters.
I mean, I
don't
did,
cross
and I
the
pointed
road
one out.
until the little man shows green.
Why would
Great
anyone have one of
advice.
those?
I
Yeah,
honestly believe
Yeah,
you are in
accordions
no
suck.
danger,
it's
monsieur.
not that there's two of them.
Should
at
you
my house.
remember anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
You could say accordions are the bomb.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go.
You could. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could say that.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious?
George is like,
If the
am
door
I in
can only be
stereotype town?
opened,
What?
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
academic, you are about to witness a scientific breakthrough.
He does look like Charles Xavier, except for the fact he can stand. Okay, that's some new shit. What's that?
The sergeant was a scrawny man in his 50s who resembled a constipated chicken.
Resemble? Did it? Does he? He's quite upright for what I imagine. I imagine constipated chickens are probably not.
Excuse me,
that,
Sergeant.
You heard the inspector. Go on, monsieur.
Like, God.
Did you find the victim's briefcase
It's like
yet?
the villain from
No,
Aladdin,
sir.
Prince of Thieves.
The inspector gave me specific instructions to
Does-
guard this door.
Wait, Aladdin,
Until
Prince
he
of...
countermands
Oh,
the
Aladdin,
orders or
Prince of-
backup
okay.
arrives, here I stay.
Prince of Thieves. I don't think
I
I've
really
seen
didn't
Prince
see
of
the clown.
Thieves.
He ran into the alley across the street.
Did you follow him?
That's your job, not mine.
An armed chase through the streets of Paris? That's not our style, monsieur. Inspector Rousseau
not? You've got
may be
those really, like,
unorthodox,
annoying
but he's not
Police
crazy.
alarms. Ooh, we're gonna talk about Evil Man.
How did you and Rosso arrive at the
Rosso.
scene of the explosion so quickly? You arrived within minutes.
Is that a Ghibli reference? He's a cop.
Inspector Rosso's sources
named
are a
Rosso? Is he
perpetual
Porco
mystery
Rosso?
to me, monsieur. There are some
Is
who
that a
say he
stretch?
has made a pact with
Maybe.
the devil.
And what do you think?
I think he is the devil.
Okay. Do you want to look
I
at this
found this in the
newspaper?
street, Sergeant.
That, monsieur, is a newspaper, no?
There's a note written on it. Salah Eddin, 1345.
Ah, so the meeting with the clown was planned.
How do you make that out?
The time of the explosion was between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, n'est-ce pas?
I guess so. But what about the name?
Aha!
That stumped you, hasn't it?
I have never been stumped, as you put it, in my life, monsieur. It is the name assumed by the clown, no?
Salah Eddin the Clown?
Ooh, I'd see
I don't
Salah
think
Eddin
so.
the clown. I think I've done everything except
Look,
this.
Sergeant,
really.
the inspector gave me his card.
Yes, monsieur. He wants you to advise him if you have
Look,
any
now I
information
can call him.
concerning this case.
Well, I'd be glad to talk with him. But
Great.
I don't want him working his psycho weirdness on me.
Ah, no, monsieur. You are confusing the science of parapsychology with witchcraft.
Oh, yeah? What's the difference?
We don't do sacrifices.
Okay, well,
See you
I'm
later,
gonna talk
Sergeant.
to that woman. What is it? What do I
The
observe?
girl presented a
Woman.
confident but sullen mask to the world. An expression more suited to the face of a delinquent youth.
So she'd be played by Aubrey Plaza?
Excuse me, mademoiselle? Hi,
That's
my
a
name's
little
George
close, George.
Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yeah, that's right, on holiday in Paris. Some holiday, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was.
You were
Sat
here.
right out front of the cafe.
Yeah.
Did you
no, I
notice
was
a
here.
middle-aged man, maybe 60, with an hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I am Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
What's that, some kind of nightclub?
No, it is a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
What is
I'm a
that, some kind
freelance
of nightclub?
photojournalist.
Say, you can interview me about the bombing. You know, an eyewitness account. Minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
Oh God, it's him again.
It's him again.
Have you met
I
the
don't know if
clown
you're still
before?
there,
It's
Josh,
a long
but I
story.
really hope Dave's
I have
really freaked
plenty of
out every
time.
I don't.
the clown appears. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. What do you know about the old man?
Who was the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Planter. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation.
Oh, he's back.
You
Tell me
speak
about
very
you,
good
Dave.
English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English from
Yeah.
America.
Bro really wanted to be interviewed. Please! Please put me in the French papers!
Do you know a police officer called Rosso?
And I can go back to California,
Russell?
that
Apart
really small
Tabernacle
place, and
Crossing.
show them
If I didn't know
the
better, I'd
headlines.
say it was deliberate.
Local
Have you
idiot
seen
fails
Russell?
to
Is
stop
he here?
bombing.
He's inside, attempting to question
Clown
a
is
witness
still
with
at
his
large.
psychic powers.
That guy is weird.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at my
I
newspaper?
found this newspaper outside the cafe.
That is not a newspaper, it's a gossip rag.
It may have belonged to
No,
Plantar.
it's-
So,
whatever,
he
you
had a
don't need
taste
to-
for sensationalist smut with right-wing bias. That doesn't tell us much.
Hi, Dave.
There's something written in it. Salah
Sorry
Eddin,
for the clown.
1345.
It sounds like a betting tip. The name of the
pretty
horse
sure
and the
he-
time of the race.
Only, well, I
What
was
do you
going to say he
think?
only appears at the beginning, but he also appears apparently every single time you want to talk about him, so... I wasn't listening to... I had no idea what she just said. Saw a white noise, so I'm just going to smile and agree.
That's what I thought. but the name of the meeting isn't given.
Well, so what? I'm not the least bit interested in horse racing, are you?
No, but it could be a clue to the killer's
It was
next
about
move.
horse racing.
Do you think his next victim will be the jockey? Or the horse?
She looked at me with a playful twinkle in her eye. Okay, the long shot.
I love how, like, glum George looks.
See you
every
again,
time
I
where he's
hope.
just like,
Adieu, monsieur.
I'm gonna go that way. Go on, George.
The muscular
Roger
workman wore a
Workman.
morose expression, like a silent warning to leave him to get on with his job.
Lost reference for the Lost fans in the audience. That's count 1 on the Lost
Hi,
references, which
can you
I'll be
spare a
dropping.
few minutes?
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah, I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You,
I'm
a
American.
terrorist?
I couldn't be a
He was only doing his
terrorist.
duty, I guess.
I simply bombed that cafe to spread the freedom.
Did you see a clown come by
No
this
offense
way?
to any
A
Americans.
clown? Like in a circus?
Several of you
Yeah,
actually
with makeup and a big red nose.
pointed that bit out.
Huh,
This is
those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by?
You watch me get
Some of
arrested.
us have to work for a living.
Oh, good luck. You have a bear.
Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot.
Did
Do you know what he said
an
to
old
me?
Chinese lady?
Work fascinates
Did
me,
you
he says.
see a
I could
really
watch it
tall
all
man?
day. Quelle vite. I could have knocked his block off.
Here you are. Look at my newspaper.
Would you like to read my newspaper?
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You
How do
could
we
read it
know
on your
that
lunch break.
We were
10
supposed
minutes
to do
is
that
all I get.
because
And if
every
my
single
boss had
time
his
I've talked
way,
about a
I
newspaper
wouldn't
to
get that.
everyone else, he's been
He'd have
like,
me on a drink.
here's the newspaper.
So I didn't
Read
have
what
to
it
stop to
says,
eat.
and then just
Oh,
stands
take the
completely
newspaper
still.
and quit
Whereas in this
complaining.
one, he took it out of his pocket and gave it to him. So, puzzle complete because we got an animation for it.
Ah, look at this. Damn bleeding out liberals. Cha! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All
Good
that
boy.
fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's more like it. Look at the size of those.
What the
Like
hell is that
champagne bottle
newspaper?
corks, no?
What the hell?
Ah, what's this? Saladin running in
Do
the
you speak
Prix
to
de
a
l'Arc de
photojournalist
Triomphe.
and she says,
It's a
"That
racehorse?
thing, that's
A
right wing
horse?
as hell. I
A
wouldn't read that."
legend.
He reads it and
Bucephalus
goes,
reborn,
"Oh,
mon
the,
ami.
the liberals."
Like a streak of
But then
lightning, she
apparently there's
is.
also like a page 3. Next to the half-naked
Do me a
woman,
favor,
fully
won't
naked
you?
woman, there's
Keep
also
an eye on
article
my
about
hole. I'm off to put some
saving
money
the
on that
dolphins or
night.
killing the dolphins. It's unclear. We know he is anti-dolphin, which is a weird hill to die on. Oh yeah, it's me. Yeah, it's called the cops.
It was a huge and weighty-looking engineer's telephone.
Tell them there's been a bombing. Okay, that was an envelope. It's not really what happens when you look at a phone. Sure.
It was a tent made out of plastic sheeting.
Thank you, George.
There was nothing inside the tent except a large toolbox. It was a battered metal toolbox.
What
I
heroic
found a
music.
T-shaped tool in the box. I didn't know what it was, but it looked useful.
Oh, that. I know what that is, because I'm a smart man. Highlights that guide your progress. How frequently would you like it? Sometimes. I'd like it to appear sometimes. Say it's a door.
Set into the huge gate was a smaller access door.
Close enough. Keep an eye on
The
his
door
hole.
was securely locked.
Somebody might steal his hole without paying the troll toll to get in. Oh, there he goes. Oh boy. Okay, so I can go to the police. Or I can... let's stay at the cafe, actually, because... I'm going to leave this man's hole. Just leave it wide open in the street for people to use. Oh no, the cafe's blown up. I really needed the bathroom. I guess I'll just go in this hole. Sewer key on the manhole cover. Babe, shall we go to the cafe Le Château de Vert for sausage butter?
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the
Oh,
entrance
it's
to a
got
sewer.
blown up! Tell you what, I do like Paris, but it does have too many French people in it. Literally never been to France. They do spam an egg. So again, I think when I played this as a kid, I think that took me about an hour and a half to figure out how to get under here. Because I was an idiot babby. Oh, look at that big dead rat.
It was a shiny red
Live
plastic ball
rat.
sat incongruously on the slippery
Rat.
green stone floor.
Clear.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn.
It was intended to be worn.
It was the clown's red nose.
Nice, we got the clown's red nose. Slowly but surely we'll assemble an entire clown outfit and then bomb our own cafe. Not one which we own, but one which we own. Look at that big video game.
It was a soggy, crumpled paper tissue.
Well, we're picking that up, George.
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
And then I put it in my pocket and walked around with it for the rest of the day.
The railing was put there for
I
a simple
put whatever
reason,
the hell I
to stop
find in
people
the street
getting
in my
past.
pockets.
It worked.
Something will help me solve this mystery. Oh, that's why I love point and click games. When you do stuff like that, and it's a case of just being like, imagine if this man genuinely did this. He got blown up in a cafe, nearly got arrested, stole some guy's tools, went into the sewers, and then just started trying to like break a railing down there for some reason. And when questioned about it, he was like, I gotta figure out who blew up the cafe.
It was a small scrap of cloth caught on the rusting spike.
Oh, good lord. Oh, more stuff to shove in my pockets.
I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
I rested it next to the giant manhole cover tool and the tissue covered with crap.
Hi there.
Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back.
Get away from me,
And
street
now
rat.
I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Please, I'll give you the
won't
things in my
catch me with
pockets.
tricks like that.
They didn't need
Keep
help
your
anyway.
distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
Clown.
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up?
But I was gonna get me
No,
spam an egg!
That is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
I don't
That's
know
right.
why, I'm
He blew
almost
up the
certain it's
cafe,
not the case, but it
escaped into
feels
the
like
sewer,
everyone has
changed
been
his
voiced
clothes,
by the
and
same
came
man.
up here.
Mon
It's told
Dieu.
like, can you do it
Then,
like 5%
the
more
man
French
adjusts.
or
Do you
15% less
think
French?
that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, Yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you were doing down the sewer.
The
For all
sewer.
I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Yeah, at least
Most
he's honest
tourists
about
are
it.
content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
God, we're gonna be here
Tell
for a
me
good
about the
few
man
minutes,
you
boys. So strap in while we, boys and
What is
girls,
there
while
to
we
tell?
watch.
He
We
was a
click on
typical
every option
criminal
here.
type. Just like you.
Okay. What about the old man?
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
Oh yeah.
No, he
Plantar.
doesn't. Who is he?
The man who was killed in the cafe. I'm gonna find the guy responsible. I'll find him. Even if it means following him down every sewer in every city in Europe.
Ah, you need some sensible boots. You won't get far in
That
those
one I'm not reading
stupid
out loud.
sneakers.
I will read it out loud. If the French were human, this game would be cancelled for racism.
Do
I
you
don't
know
if
the
you've
waitress at
just
the
been
cafe?
cancelled for racism.
Oh, hey, she isn't hurt, is she?
No,
I'm pretty
she's
sure
fine.
there's at least
Oh,
one half
thank
Frenchman
heavens.
in this.
A poor
in this
girl like
treatment.
her isn't safe with the likes of you roaming the streets.
Can't you understand? I'm not a gangster. I'm an American tourist.
Ah, that's what you
I like that George Stobart has the sort of like American,
Was the guy you saw carrying a
Bravado.
briefcase?
but none of the
I
physicality
didn't
to back
notice.
it up.
Now are you going to
Like
leave?
he will just
Or do I have to call the
go
police?
into people like he's just climbed out of a sewer, and rather than be like "fuck you, bro, I'm allowed to do that," he's just like, "I'm a tourist.
Perhaps
I will.
you'd like to
I
take a
am
look at
going
my
to find
card?"
this clown." You're like, "Why? Who are you?"
Mm-hmm. What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Mm-hmm.
The
Then you
inks-
are not
what,
a
did he
tourist.
just write it out in front of
Okay,
you?
I'm not. I lied to you. And I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you.
Uh-huh.
It is your posture, your poise.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just
yes.
talking about that.
There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should
I
know.
really want to know what
I
George
was
did
in the army. You know.
before.
When I was your age,
Before being
was
bombed, I guess.
fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Let's start over from the beginning. And tell it just like it was.
Oh God, okay.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an arm lock. His face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron. But he did not know what he was up against. Oh no. He
I
made
will
a
let
big
you know now,
mistake when he
this
took on
game
one
is
of the desert
globe-trotting.
hyenas.
We will not be
Yes,
stuck
yes,
with
I
French
get the
accents
picture.
for the entire game. Well, we will, because Nico joins along and she is French, but not every other character we meet is French, which
Does the
means we
name
get to see British
Plantar mean
people,
anything to you?
No,
British
it
actors
doesn't.
do accents from across the world in the ripe old age of 1996.
Do
when
you
they
know
were
the
like,
waitress at
It
the
doesn't
cafe?
matter, I'll do a
So
Nigerian
you don't want
accent.
to
I
hear
can do it
about
really well.
my experiences in the desert? I fought to make this country what it is today.
Make France
I'm
great again.
sure you did, but I'm a little short of time.
You want to talk about the waitress?
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe
What does that mean?
6, 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais
What?
oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
That is a unique relationship to have. Hang on. So you work at the hotel next to the cafe, and once a week, the waitress comes from the cafe to clip your toenails? What in the Always Sunny is this? I don't know. I think the waitress is becoming a foot girl or something. I don't know. It was unclear.
Was the guy you saw carrying a
Oh.
briefcase?
I just want to know about the bombing. I didn't need to know about that.
I'm like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know. But the killer thought it was worth a man's
Could be
life.
cool. Yeah, could be. What if it
Nothing
was
is worth that, monsieur.
stolen drugs or jewel-encrusted drugs? Do you want to look at everything else in my pockets? Let's start with the manky tissue.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting.
Agreed.
What on earth possessed you to show it to me? Someone has emptied their nostrils into it.
You want to see it again?
This is what I used to open the manhole cover.
I have one just the same as that, monsieur. I will fetch
When
it
you
if like.
click on everything,
No,
it's
don't
like
bother.
Oh, it
like
is
an
no bother,
ADHD or like
Nah,
a
forget it.
super
Just trying
neurodivergent
to
person.
be
be like,
helpful.
look what I have, and you're like, okay, that's cool, buddy. Like, or like a kid
Take a look
like
at this
shoving his
false note.
dinosaur toy in your face
That
and being
looks
like,
like a clown's
isn't this
nose."
cool? And you're like,
Precisely.
please,
He
yeah,
must have
I guess.
dropped it in his
Why am I
panic.
talking to a child?
Unless
Get out of
he
my
wanted
face.
you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
Ah, very good.
Does
Put
this
me off
piece
the
of
scent.
material mean anything to you?
it
That
was
is
a
the
nose
same
thing.
cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
Can I have
Now,
the jacket?
about the jacket you found.
See?
Do you have it here?
That right there
Only
is why we
two.
click on
One of
every
the shoes
single
was
option.
badly torn, so I sent it for repair. Pity,
Sent it?
because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring.
You
It had
just
the
found
tailor's
it.
name inside on the label.
Do I have to ask you about it again?
Where did you send the jacket?
I do have to.
I gave
Oh
it
god,
to
does that
an
mean all the other
itinerant
ones I should have been
Romani
clicking twice?
seamstress.
Just my luck.
Oof. Saying Romani
I
seems...
have to be going.
Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon. I'll let you out.
If there's one thing I'd like to explore as I slowly try and become a video game journalist, it's like video game
hope you
voice
find
actors
your man,
doing
Inspector.
really bad
So do I.
voices. And bad impressions and accents. One day we will have a hunt for Letitia in I guess maybe I can go inform the police that something has changed. Hey, I know that he was wearing a jacket now. Also, do you want to look at this tissue? Found it in the
Sergeant
sewer.
Wu?
Please go away, monsieur.
More moo. Oof.
What is Rosso doing with that girl?
He is giving her the once over, as you Americans say.
Huh?
Once he gets his teeth into a case, nothing will shake him off.
Was he serious about all that psycho detective stuff?
Of course, Inspector Rosso is a pioneer and a visionary. His
Ah,
revolutionary methods, once perfected, may change the face of law enforcement forever.
I can't see it taking off in L.A.
Are you from LA, George? This is, for me,
I
is as much
tracked
an
down the
exploration
clown's
into who
movement.
George is
Is
as
that
much as
so,
anywhere
monsieur?
else.
Yeah. There's a man down the street who saw him crawling out of the sewer.
Hey, officer,
That
I've
as a
done most of
clown?
your job for you.
No, he changed into ordinary clothes by then.
So, how did he know it was
Ordinary
the clown?
clothes by then.
He didn't, but all the clues add up.
Little children can add up, but I wouldn't let them manage my bank account.
What the hell are you saying, Moo?
I was one of the last people to see the victim alive, Sergeant.
Does that worry you?
Yes, it does. I feel I owe it to him to find his killer.
That is best left to the authorities, monsieur.
Agreed. That
Did he
is
speak to you? Tell
best
you
left to
anything?
the police,
No,
not some guy who
he
just
just
happened to be
grinned
next to
and
him when he
nodded.
died.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go home and try to forget.
Like, no.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantau.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I love the idea of the
helpful
police
here.
just being... Yeah,
The
I'm
best
trying to
way
help
you
out.
can help
No!
us is to go
La, 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 la.
Did you
I
notice the
found
young
some,
woman
I
who
found
was here
some great
earlier?
evidence.
The girl
Okay,
with the
great.
camel?
Hide it behind that lamppost,
monsieur.
and I'll
She
make
works
it look
for
as
one of
though
the
I found it.
newspapers.
Did
so
you
then
see
they
where
know
she
I'm a
went?
good
She has gone
detective.
home to develop her snapshots. She took one of me, you know. She said mine was the kind of face that makes great pictures.
She did?
Wait,
Is that
I
Mario?
have great depth of character.
Over there.
That's what
Sorry
she
to get
told me.
distracted, Moo.
Did she leave her address?
Swear I'm paying
No,
attention.
monsieur.
Is that Mario?
But I have a telephone number. 50 48 26 17.
Thanks.
She said to call her in a few days when the photographs are ready. I thought I'd take the best
I got
shot
the
of
phone
me
number.
and use it for personalized Christmas cards.
Great idea, Sergeant. I'm sure your family and friends will be astounded.
So, now that we've exhausted everything with you, do you want to look at this tool?
What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant Moo?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
It was with tools like this that the clown made his escape.
I don't understand.
He opened up the hole and disappeared into the bowels of the earth.
If you say so, monsieur.
That is a way of putting it, George. Indeed. He
I
did
found
go into
his
the
red nose
bowels
in
of
the
the
sewer.
earth.
What were you doing down there?
About
Fishing
4
for
foot
clues.
down a ladder
That's
into
where the
the
clown
sewers,
went.
but yeah,
You
it's
still
kinda like
insist
the
you
bowels of the
saw
earth.
a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
It's literal evidence. It's so much evidence.
Do you
I'm
recognize this
stuffing my
dirty
pockets
tissue?
with evidence,
No,
and the
monsieur,
police
I
don't
do not.
know.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way. This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
It's not going to be an important clue, or it's going to be
I
the thing
believe
which
this
brings
material
down
came from the clown's clothing.
entire.
If you are right, monsieur, then the clown.
Because this game is called
must be
Shadow of the
an
Templars,
Englishman.
so like
Well,
it's
how do you figure
world
that?
Only the English
domination,
would wear a suit
Templary
made from
stuff.
material like
And
that.
the idea that
Don't
it
you
might
like
all be
the
brought
English?
down by the
It is
tissue
not so much a question of liking,
does tickle
rather
me.
one of taste. They have none.
See you later, Sergeant.
Well, I've been given a phone number. And time to go back to the boy's hole. I mean the man's hole. Not the manhole. I've been to the manhole. But the man's hole. Ah. So I can't call that, but I can call... Why did he draw a little picture of it?
Bonjour, Kula.
Oh, hi. It's George Stobart, the American at the cafe.
How did you get my number?
The gendarme gave it to me. Is anything wrong?
I'll say there is. What do you want?
I was hoping you'd help me find the answer to a few questions.
Such as?
Who was the clown, and why did he blow up the cafe?
I'm a
You'll
journalist.
answer
I
some of the
usually
most
ask the questions.
common questions.
Look,
such
if
as,
you're
who are
covering
you?
this case,
And
I
what are you
might be
doing
able to
here?
help you out.
Really?
I found the clown's escape route. I think.
You think?
He ran into a blind alley and took to the sewers.
Very apt, but then what?
I don't know. Maybe I could come see you.
I really am very busy.
Oh, okay. I'll keep searching.
Good. Be sure to let me know if you find anything.
You can count on it. See you.
Well, there you are. Oh god, what now? I guess we leave. I think that we've done everything we can do around this part of town. Let's go find more Moo, because I know people in the chat love Moo. Oh look, it's his brother, Mo.
The policeman was not much older than me. His face wore an expression of intense concentration.
Okay, let's go talk to policeman. Anytime you want, Joe.
Excuse me.
Not so fast. I'd like your personal details, please.
Huh? What for?
In the event of an accident, it would help us to know where to send the body.
How
Look,
dangerous
if
is
it's
the
really
police
necessary,
station?
I
You do it for
came in here
everyone
to
who
talk
walks
to
in.
Rosso.
You could die.
Why did you not say?
Also, I don't know if anyone else has spotted it, but right in this corner, that is a developer if I've ever seen one. Putting themselves in the game, which is absolutely fine to do.
Have you had any
just
reports
like spying.
concerning a suspicious clown?
Why, yes. There was a fracas only this morning. 3 arrests for public disorder.
And you say there was a clown involved?
A clown and a particularly offensive piece of sculpture with balloons. Are you in any way involved with the reprobate, monsieur?
No, not me. May I see Inspector Rosso?
He is not here.
But
Do you wish to leave a message for him? I have a
Leave a
choice of
massage
blue
for him, you
or
say?
black pen. I'd recommend the
All
blue
clowns are
for a
suspicious
less
by nature,
formal
you fool.
communication.
I'd prefer to talk to him in person.
As you wish, monsieur.
I wouldn't trust a like if I was a bank
Sergeant
teller
Wu
and
available?
a guy walked
What?
in as a clown.
You
I don't
want
wanna
to
be
speak
like
to him?
clownist?
Yes,
But I
please.
would be on
I
edge.
cannot recall the last time someone asked to speak to Moo. No one ever speaks to him. Not even his kids. Eh bien,
Oof.
he's not here, monsieur. He is with Inspector Rousseau.
Even
like
his children
Laurel
hate him.
and Kitten.
I
no,
hate
monsieur.
him.
Hardy. Oliver Norville Hardy.
Anyway, here's a bunch of
Have
stuff
you
in
any
my
idea
pockets.
what this
I like
tool
showing
is
it
used
to everyone
for?
I meet.
Oui, monsieur. It is a dip stick.
Is it?
I found this red
don't
nose
think it
near the
is.
Café de la Chandelle Verte.
A clown's nose?
That's right. The
Also,
guy
you
who
didn't
wore
find it
this
near the cafe,
is
George.
a
You found it in the
savage
sewers
killer.
underneath
If
the
you
cafe.
say so, monsieur.
Baby Bell. Oh, it does look like a Baby Bell. Here, do you want
I
this
found
Baby
this tissue.
What the hell is that?
It's evidence.
Evidence of what? Mayonnaise smuggling?
The sticky stuff is grease paint.
Ah,
Bell? How do you know that,
and that
George?
is supposed to make me happy, is
One
it?
guy said
I
it's
suggest
covered in
you
snot.
think long and hard
One guy
about what you are
says
doing
it's
with your life,
mayonnaise,
monsieur.
which is kind of really gross.
I found this scrap of material in the sewer.
Vraiment?
It was probably torn from the clothes of a psychotic killer.
Even if you were Sherlock Holmes, I would have trouble believing
Mayonnaise.
it.
Thanks for your help, officer.
Well,
It was a public telephone.
can I call anyone? I could call Nico again, but I don't see what good that's gonna do. Oh, here we go, guys. Here's me immediately getting stuck. Ooh, I did pretty well. About just under an hour. And now I'm like... What the hell do I do? By the way, here's the rule. I am not looking up a walkthrough for this game. That does not mean that other people can't look up a walkthrough and then just tell me what to do. But you can
Hi
wait
there,
until I
remember
call
me?
that out.
Ah, mais oui, Inspector. Have you found him?
Who?
The man in the sewer, of course.
I'm, sifting through the evidence.
Rather you than me, monsieur. So, when you are not exploring
Yeah, what is your job,
sewer,
George?
what do you do?
I take a lot of showers.
Very
He's
good,
like
monsieur.
Charlie.
A policeman.
You
with
know, we go down to
excellent
the sewers, you're looking for ghouls.
Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Mhm. Not as soon. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Wow, you think?
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind.
We'll just keep asking
What was
about
the name on the
jacket.
label?
It was a foreign name. Todlik.
That's what I had to do.
Did you
I
get
just
the
had to
address?
keep clicking
There
on
wasn't one,
jacket.
monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert.
Why
I
are you
was
needing to
taught the
keep so much
technique
count in the
by a
desert?
Tuareg ship.
That's incredible.
Sure, you
It
told
comes
my
in
shame.
handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm
Also,
glad I
you
do
have
not
this
rely on
tissue.
honesty to pay the bills.
How about some exposure?
I have to be going. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Raymond, I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
Looking around as though the killer was about to start running down the street at him. You're on your own! What up, Todrick?
Hello? Who is this? Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Ah, thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick.
That's pretty good.
Lives that
I
you
like that
could
one.
save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm
Sure.
not.
No.
All I want
No,
from
I'm
you
not.
is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
You know a clown?
What do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but... Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
See? It wasn't just French accents.
Did you know that one of your customers was a part-time clown?
If a guy feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
I didn't say anything about custard down the pants.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
Different in France. Are you sure you don't know Plantar?
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
We're gonna Plantar one more time.
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
You forgot the puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Maybe they don't have a dog.
Played, George.
What do you think?
I don't know Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
Well, I'll call you back when I...
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Do you want to... I can describe a tissue in my pocket. Maybe... Do you... I really highly doubt Moo has any help.
Sergeant Moo?
But,
Yeah.
You want to talk... Nope. I was right.
See you later, Sergeant.
Maybe if I call Nico and talk to her about Todrick? Hey Nico, it's me again. I know I just called you about 20 minutes ago. But if I give you this phone number, could you harass
Bonjour,
him for me?
Kula.
It's me again, George Stobart.
Hi, George. Any news?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You
I've
are?
only been on the case
Well,
for
it
about
wasn't
an
easy.
hour.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment?
Wow, that was
Fine.
easy. That is,
Where do you
that was
live?
enough for
361
journalists.
Rue
If
Jarry.
you
Okay,
give them
I'll
like
come
two
right
pieces
over.
of evidence, they're like, yeah, come right over. Going to Nico's apartment. Oh my god, Nico, you've aged.
The shop window featured a display of gowns and women's stuff.
You know the way he said women's stuff? Women's stuff. Ugh. Where's the menswear?
It wasn't the style of the clothes in the
Dress
shop
shop.
that caught my eye, but the prices. The same amount of money would feed a starving family for the rest of their lives. I guess people who buy that kind of stuff don't have a problem with their consciences.
He says as he's clearly like upper middle class American
The
tourist
shop
on
window
vacation
featured a
in Paris,
display of gowns and women's stuff.
and will later spend an insane amount of money flying around the entire world.
The
trying to
window
solve a
was
mystery.
full of overpriced clothes for overprivileged women.
Oh my god, he takes a hard stance against I guess
It was a food store
anyone's
selling
spending more
fruit
money
and
than they
vegetables.
should. It's like, these mangoes are expensive. I hate them, as well as the stupid people who buy them.
I glanced without much interest at the fruit. It was dusty, shriveled, and tired looking.
Oh, maybe he's getting hangry. He hasn't like eaten in a while.
The
He's waiting
vacant
on his
shop was
toasty and then the
sealed with a
cafe
steel
exploded.
blind.
I'm gonna go screw
There was
around
no
with it
way
and
of
lift it.
lifting the securely locked blind.
All right, lady.
The woman was doing something with a
Can't even
pair of
see
needles that
George's face.
couldn't be described as knitting. She was a cheery old soul, the kind you'd walk across the street to avoid.
Okay, right. Weird.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good, and it only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
That's a fair point. Let's talk about flowers, I guess.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes.
And if your cat
Thanks for
eats
telling me.
one, then you
What are the flowers
you
we
have a
have?
bad day.
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity.
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me.
Are you showing up to her house with flowers?
What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris.
Doesn't she want to make
Flame
money?
of passion.
And
Don't
the
buy
little
them.
yellow ones?
No, don't buy them either.
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat. Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
She
no,
lives
no.
upstairs from me, in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fixed it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
Oh, I hear that. Ooh.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months.
I cannot afford
She's in
rent
for a
by
shock
not
when
selling
the
these
cold
plants.
weather
Don't buy that one.
comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. You're a young lady. She deserves better.
That's fair.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh,
I
I
hear
heard
that.
her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now, don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
I've changed my mind.
Tell me
Will
my
you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
It will
My
last
oh my.
6 games.
What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
10 francs, please, my dear.
10 francs?
Yeah.
That's
She
a
doesn't sell-
ripoff.
She doesn't sell
Please
plants at all.
yourself.
She sells bullshit.
How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a
Well,
living.
you're not selling them.
Haven't
that's
you
the
ever
point.
wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish.
And some of us are rich.
I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
I didn't grow up with psychic powers.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
She just burst into flames.
What do you make of this
Don't
tool?
take those flowers.
Is it something
Ah,
a dentist would
they're the
use?
wrong ones.
No, it's for raising manhole covers.
Formidable.
Everybody loves the
Do
man
you
honk of a
recognize
thing.
this nose?
Non, monsieur.
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing?
You want it?
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
I will give you 3 flowers for it.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
When you leave the building, I will still be here. That is the future I predict for you.
The door was shabby and in need of a coat of paint. I couldn't imagine the Collard woman living here.
The Collard woman.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Wow, look at that strength. Looks like he used the force.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine.
As
I'm
I stand
Nicole.
awkwardly at your
Take a
front
seat,
door.
George.
This is a nice apartment. Apparently it's filled with damp, but
Eh bien?
it's nice.
And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers beneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck! Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
Yeah,
I took my photographs to
I
the
was the
editor, but
one
he
who
wasn't
tricked
interested.
that man to leave
Can
his
you
hole
believe
alone.
it?
I was
He
the
told
one
me to drop
who
his
crawled
story.
into a different hole.
But
and
you're not
out of
about to do
another
that.
hole.
Oh no! I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy. The
Really?
police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press
Murders?
don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
That covers just about everyone.
Was that all in the same article? It could be religious, it could be militant fascists, it could be these guys. Basically, it could be anyone, so we'll just list them. And you pick which one you think did it. I can talk about the phone?
May I use your telephone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
Can I call her? Oh. Call Todrick again. Hey Todrick. Yeah, I'm on a different phone now. So you wouldn't recognize the number.
How
You gonna
did
talk to me
Plantar
about-
get your name?
Well, the
Clowns,
newspaper, La Liberté, had written an article linking 2 unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer.
Oh, it's
Plantar
Hitman.
said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
There was a really weird, like, sting there on, like, the music.
Tell me more about
as
the
though
clown's
something
previous
terrible was about
victims.
to happen.
The first was Arno Bellotta,
It's just
the
two people
millionaire
sat at a
pharmaceutical
desk.
baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom.
Mm.
Imagine it! Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off.
Was he killed
He
for
was
his
an
money?
amphetamine dealer.
He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he grew up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was led to his death by a snowman.
Come here. Come here, I got amphetamines for you.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese green politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was
So his
committed
dad
to
did the
dismantling
sacrifice.
Japan's automobile industry.
I can't see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did he die?
At the end, or should I say, flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
Of course he did. So a clown, a,
A
penguin,
snowman,
and a snowman.
penguin, and now a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Yeah.
Or a premature death.
Again, premature death. What a weird thing, as though death is ever scheduled. Like, you're not supposed to die for another half hour.
Rosso didn't blink when I told him about the clown. It's as if he already knew.
That is typical of a cold fish like Rosso. I've seen cheeseburgers with more
When
sperm.
is like the scheduled day? You're just supposed to hit like 70, and anything after that is like, yeah, you're supposed to die.
This is the tool I used to
You
get
die
into
at
the sewers.
69.
Fascinating,
Premature
George.
You're not interested, are you?
Oh, of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah?
I am brave.
Well, it was kind of scary, but... well, I had a job to do.
No, you didn't. You did not have a job to do. It is not your job. You are just some dude. I cannot stress that
I
enough.
found this false nose in the sewer.
Oh, look. This one was probably
It was
important.
this inside it.
Yeah.
The contents of someone's
Animation
nose?
means important.
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop
any
near
place
the
for me to
Gare
go?
Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, George?
No
It's a
way am I
fantasy.
wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, he might have had a cold.
Oh yeah, that's the reason why you're not putting it on. During the COVID-19
I found this
pandemic,
tissue
it's
down the
recommended
sewer.
that you don't share clown noses.
Oh, bro, that's disgusting, George.
I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use. Or clowns.
It's still
Just-
disgusting. Get rid
Just
of
keep
it.
stuffing it into his pocket.
I found a piece of material near the cafe.
So I got a feeling we've got to go to
When I showed it to the
costume
concierge, he
shop?
recognized it right away.
the costume
It's
shop.
very
should give me a
distinctive, all
name,
right.
which I can
Just
then
wait
call...
until you see this. I developed the film I
Botnick?
shot
What
at
was
the
his
cafe.
name?
Yeah, George,
Todrick?
it's an
I think it was
enlargement I
Todrick.
made.
We can call Todrick and be like, hey.
Look what
Oh
that
my
guy's
god, look
wearing.
how evil that guy is.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to
I'm
find.
not going to be happy
Oh, no?
until I can
Take a close look at
find
his
a
left
suit
cheek.
exactly like
A
that.
scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Oh, a crescent moon.
Maybe he got kicked in the head by a horse.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
That's fair.
Tell me more about yourself.
Oh, there is not much to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
So at the end of that story, my parents got divorced, my dad got me a camera.
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend. I don't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
4, that's a lot.
I'm sorry.
Number.
Well, it's all right. I
That's
don't
2.
mind talking about him. He was more like an
Also,
older
a plane
brother,
crash,
really.
that's
Always
technically
joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper.
But you already
Most
had
of my year turned to minimalism. It was
camera.
cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the time I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Whoa, this is a
Do you have a
bizarre first
boyfriend?
date.
That's none of your business.
So
I'm
everywhere
going
has
back
a
out to search
phone,
for
I
that
think.
clown.
Where?
Well, I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good idea.
The video game world where people just stop talking to each other and just be like, yeah, that's good. Join forces with Parisian photojournalist called Lee.
Oh, hi.
You gonna sell me some flowers now?
Hello, my handsome friend.
You know this guy?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
What a hunk.
He's a killer.
I can see that. His eyes say
Oh,
it all.
Ted Bundy. I love me some Ted Bundy.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Oh, she knows more than she's letting on. She's the Shadow of the Templar. Just start pointing at random characters. You're the Shadow of the Templar. So police, cafe, costume shop. Oh, we got Pinocchio. Maybe that's Alice. When will she be done knitting? Is she stupid? She could very well be. That! Didn't need to see that. That's terrifying. Ooh, angry parrot. That's cool. So I can leave. Novelty poop.
It was a disgustingly realistic plastic novelty. Like one I'd left on the teacher's desk at school. Boy, that caused so much of a stink you'd have thought it was a real one. As my fingers closed on the plastic novelty, I realized my mistake. It was a novelty, all right, but it wasn't plastic.
Oh.
The sight of the dog waste set my stomach churning again. I quickly looked away.
Well,
no way was I going to touch that thing again.
No, you're touching it again, George. God damn it! I should have put this on, not the story mode. It should have been on classic, so I could have just touched poop over and over. Hey, bro, you know this
spoon-shaped face was
you know this
mournful
crap
and
on your
humorless.
on
He
your
looked like
floor?
a vegetarian in a slaughterhouse.
You're not going to do anything about that?
Excuse me.
I put it there myself.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome.
Ew, shit, better keep
Leave
touching
the
it.
mundane world behind. But in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want
You
a
can
costume.
imagine there's boo
Didn't
on
you
my
ever
floor.
dress up when you were a
I
child?
need to imagine.
Not that I remember.
It's right there.
Incredible. You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere.
The hell is
I
what?
just need some information.
Of course.
This game
How
is
can
ahead
I
of its
help
time.
you?
Okay, right, we're going to talk about some
Have you
stuff
heard of a
here.
man named Plantar?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then I'd like to check your records. Give
You
me the
better
names
show
of
me
everyone
those
who's rented a
records
clown
right
suit.
now. Otherwise, I'm going to take a
There
photo
are
of this
too
dog
many.
turd and it's going online. And see if this game wasn't set
The
in
clown I'm looking
1996.
for is a cold-blooded
That-
killer. Give
this
me his
picture's
name,
going on
and I'll
Yelp.
see he's brought to
Show me
justice.
those records.
I'd help you if I could, but you can't expect me to remember all my customers.
Do you remember who
see,
took a crap
the
on the floor?
clown costume is our most popular line, monsieur. On average, we hire out more than 30 clown suits a
Holy
week.
crap.
You'll have to give me more to go by.
You are renting out more than
description,
30
perhaps?
clown suits. How popular are clowns in Paris? That there's-
What does this tool
I need
mean to
one.
you?
We need
Nothing,
another
monsieur.
clown.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
No way, you get to keep it after.
Does this
It's not a
dirty
rental
tissue
place,
mean
it's
anything
a
to you?
buying thing.
Let me smell that.
Oh, finally, somebody in Paris weirder than George. Here's a tissue I found in the sewer.
Best
Let me smell.
honors number 7, white pancake.
That's
Theatrical
that's the good
grease paint,
stuff.
right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Ah, who did you sell
About
it to?
this tissue.
I have already given you my professional opinion.
So he's selling 30 clown
You
suits
recognize
a
this man?
week. 120
A week?
clown
He was
suits
here
a
this
month
morning.
go out of this costume store.
He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Bozo the
Very
clown.
smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Card.
Cut!
Are you sure this is the same man who hired the clown suit?
Certainement, Monsieur Card.
Is this him? One more time.
Are you sure this is the
Absolutely
same man who
sure.
hired the clown suit?
Certainement, Monsieur K.
Okay, sweet. Well, I'll take two clown suits, and let me
Thanks
just
for your
play
help,
with this
buddy.
dog shit a little
My
bit more, and I'll be
pleasure,
on my way.
monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay.
Joke's on him, I touched dog poop earlier.
What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I
got
never
you,
saw the
George.
funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Do not use it
Remember
on
to
someone
switch
with a
it off
pacemaker.
before you visit the toilet.
Nah, I'm keeping that on when I visit the toilet. Don't tell me what kinks I should be into and which ones I'm not.
The dummy wore a traditional Puro costume. At least, I guess it was a dummy.
The police could have done this, but no. Russo is with the waitress getting his toenails clipped. Well, he psychically projects himself across Paris to try and find... Oh, okay, so that's grayed out, meaning nothing more to do here, but apparently there's more to do at the cafe? So... Oh, this guy best not be angry that I left his hole alone. Let's go check in with Russo, and he's like, oh, my feet feel
Hi.
great. Whoa.
You're the guy who gave me the tip, aren't you?
Huh?
Yeah.
The racehorse. Salah-ed-Din.
Oh, yeah, but
I put every franc I had on that horse.
listen,
My lifetime savings, next month's rent, everything.
Why,
oh,
my man?
God.
Why?
You won by 3 lengths.
You are
I'm a
lucky
rich
as hell.
man.
Why are you
Call
still
me
in the
Lucky
hole,
George, the punter's friend. So how come you're still here?
Oh, I'm not going to let my newfound wealth change me,
fair.
not one bit. I bought this hole, fittings and all. Now I can come and go as I please. No more clocking on or completion schedules. No foreman breathing down my neck. Thanks to you,
Foreman,
I've
you've been the
found
only one
paradise.
here all day.
I'm getting a mushy feeling in my chest. But not half as mushy as your head.
Yeah.
What
this-
do you want now?
Oh, I don't even know why I started talking to you, my friend. You know Plantar?
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he
I've
a
already asked
celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantar.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
win the lottery,
That's
first thing I'm
too
buying is a
bad.
hole.
Now I wish
know
I
what?
hadn't called him what I
I used to
did.
go to that hole
If
every
only
day,
I could
punch
turn
in,
back
punch
the
out.
clock.
Now
If
I own
only
the
I'd
hole.
been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions.
I'm going to employ
They
someone
really
else
bring out
to
the
go in my
hammiest
hole.
actors in people.
I'm going to pay them a lot of money to be in my hole.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
That's a fair point. He would be a pretty shitty clown if he was just dressed like this. There's nothing entertaining about
I
this.
have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow?
Good
A
question.
cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
I guess not. How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the explosion? The cafe was blown up.
The clown killed the old man?
That's
My
right.
god, this guy's
Blew him up
behind.
with a bomb concealed in his
I've been in the
squeeze box.
sewers, I went
Now.
to Nico's house, I went
why
to the
did he
police
go to the
station, I've been
bother
to a
of
costume
dressing up
shop, I've
like
been
a
all over
clown?
Paris.
Who
This guy
can
won the
unravel
lottery
the
and bought a
tangled
hole,
logic
and
of
yet
a
still
killer's
doesn't
mind?
realise that the
I guess
cafe
it's some
within
deep-seated
200 yards of
psychological
him
need.
blew up earlier.
Or just plain showmanship.
Do I want to show him that I've stolen his tool? Do you recognize this
Do you
dude?
recognize the man in this photograph?
I already know
No,
his name.
I
but-
don't.
You wanna look at my
Do
tissue?
you recognize this tissue?
Certainly not.
Do you like it? Do you like the tissue?
What do you make of this clown's nose?
It would be more amusing if you were wearing it.
Zap his
Would you
ass.
like to shake hands with me?
No, I wouldn't. One of the real pleasures of being rich is not having to be polite.
That's fair.
I borrowed this tool from you while you were gone.
Keep it. I can afford to buy a new set now.
I gotta go.
You said.
Don't let me keep you.
How many do you get in a set to open a manhole cover? Man, they boarded this up quickly. Oh. Well. I guess if I want to go update the police... Can I use your phone, bro? It's your hole now, I guess. Do you pay for the phone bill? I bought that phone too. Feel free to use it. Wow, he's going nuts on this, like... He loves his envelope.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi, Todrick. It's me.
Mr. Todrick? Oh, it's you again. What now?
I just want to ask you about a clown. Or a plantar.
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes,
go.
I delivered the
Progress.
suit to his hotel.
Let's get
The
out of
Hotel
Paris.
Ubu.
Maybe.
I don't remember the room.
Hotel Ubu.
It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Mr. Clown. Alright, I guess we're going to the Ubu. Something tells me I should probably go to the police and be like, hey guys, I found out the name of the killer, where he gets his suits, what he was wearing, where he got the costume from. I have a picture of him. I've got some, like, it's 1996, so I don't know how well DNA stuff works, especially in France, but it's also like, I've got this rag, probably filled with some level of DNA, and only some of it's mine. But no, I'm just gonna go straight to the Ubu. Man and man.
The guy looked just like a weasel.
He does look like a weasel.
The man looked like an amiable Bigfoot.
Do you guys do this? You walk down the street and just see someone stood outside and go, that man looks like an amiable Bigfoot. Just gonna nip to the bathroom. I'm going to be right back. Sit tight. Ah. Right, amiable Bigfoot. I did wash my hands. You sat there with that in the waiting for
The
me to sit
sign
down
listed
and
the
go,
price
"Bam."
of rooms, and boy, were they expensive. The killer must have been earning a fat wad to pay for accommodation like this.
Hear that? He was earning a fat wad. Okay. Well, more Paris, more alleyway. I remember this. Yeah, I remember this alleyway. Maybe it's something we're going to do later. Maybe. Who knows? I feel like if I talk to these guys, I die, but let's do it anyway.
Excuse me?
Well-designed goons.
Yeah?
Yeah!
Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
I'm sorry to be a burden on your brain. You ever meet a guy called Plantar?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's. Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
George is
No, I ain't.
very tactful.
Don't tell me I missed him. Oh,
Get
that's
quick, you can
too
find him at the
bad.
coroner's.
I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hurt.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser. A plank in the kisser.
What do these... Oh, never mind. Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
Nope.
If this guy here doesn't sound like, wow, what do you mean? I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Do you
'cause this
recognize
guy's
this
voice
tissue? Think
absolutely
carefully now.
matches that body.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm gonna have to hurry you.
ooh.
Time's up, so I'll tell you. It's a used tissue with a liberal dump of Bestheimer's number 12.
If you say so. If you say so.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No.
And the
I
award
simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then.
for
No, I
acting in a
don't.
video game goes to Goon number 1 or 2, whichever one he is. I feel zapping him is a bad idea, so I'm gonna not zap.
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Come on, have the
Excuse me.
voice.
Yes?
Oh, that's a little disappointing.
Have you heard of a guy called Plantar?
No. That name means nothing to me.
Ah, that's still pretty good though. He's like
I'm looking
evil
for a
Italian.
Are you trying to be funny?
Clown. No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
Also, just to highlight.
Do you know a
these
man by the
flags
name
look
of
really
Khan?
pretty.
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and
I told you. I don't know it.
I don't know it.
what does this tool suggest to you?
Hard labor.
But
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
No.
no.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Are you serious?
Oh, yes. Take a good look at the substance it's smeared with.
You are sick. Very sick.
Take a look at the
Do you
substance
recognize the
it's
guy in this
smeared with.
photograph?
No.
Do you like the
I
smear?
never saw it.
What about the substance?
Forget
They'll
it.
both be yours for a cheap, cheap price. Pretty. They're so pretty. Let's look at woman.
The woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one. It
shit,
wasn't a
what-
pretty sight.
What a description.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a
She's
man.
British, all
You
right.
disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George.
Wonderful.
I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady?
If they did a
I mean,
TV show or a movie
you're an
of this,
honest-to-God
that would have to
aristocrat?
be.
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my
Oh,
ancestors
Sophie
were honest,
from Peep
not
Show,
even to
what's her
God.
name?
I
Olivia Colman?
can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George.
Oscar winner.
Beneath that
Olivia
impressive
Colman.
pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Oof. Sure.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term
Am I?
you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of
Kevin
him.
Khan?
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead.
Oh.
Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
What? How do you know he's a lovely man, but you wouldn't know if he's got a scar on
Did you
his
know there's a
cheek?
gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets.
Ooh.
That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Are you here in Paris on
I
vacation?
don't remember
No,
Broken
darling,
Sword
I'm on holiday.
being this,
I
like...
needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
Ooh!
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Ooh, nice.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday.
I was
Daphne
planning on
suggested a
sitting
change of
outside of a
scenery.
cafe, but I
Harry
heard it
said.
exploded.
The wild romance is just
Good
what you
thing
need
they
to take
didn't
your
explode
mind
when
off
I was
being
out in it,
crushed.
otherwise
Well, the
I
closest
take it
I
upon
came to
myself to
romance was
solve the
being wooed
entire
by
mystery.
drunken Breton ship. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
Oh, yeah. Dare I ask what happened last night?
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy
George.
of candlelight.
Walk into a hotel room
Romantic
within
music
5 minutes of
tinkling
being in
across
and
the
being
room.
like, yeah, you got massive
And then,
breasts.
a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Jesus.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Merlin. Cool. Do you like my tool?
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
Don't ask me
Ooh,
that.
I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
What does that mean? I would love to use that sewer grate key on a human being.
Do you know what this is?
If I should be scared
Have a
all
guess.
around.
I'd say it was a clown's nose.
Maybe both.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan. Did I show you this false nose?
Yes, you did.
He's got like... He's like the dude from Memento.
Does this tissue mean
He
anything
loses
to you?
memory immediately.
Good God, no.
Check out this
I
nose.
just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
Alright.
Does this tissue...
Oh, God damn it.
Please, darling, not that again.
Wanna look at this
Do you
photo?
recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him. That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged.
Thank you,
Merlin?
George.
You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no. Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about.
She's
That's
British.
the man who spurned me.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
He could be called
am
Merlin
shocked,
Khan.
Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I
Better
took
than
him to be a
Kevin Khan.
gentleman. A man
Pharmacist
of honor.
in Hemel Hempstead.
You know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Oh. Wow.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago.
He came downstairs and spoke to that Clark chappie.
Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll bet they had something
I'm gonna
to do
make
with
sure I
Plantar's
steal it.
briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
I guess I'm just gonna...
I have to go, ma'am. The figure of a sexless youth was frozen in mid-skip with
Well,
a silly grin
What
on
a
its
weird,
stone
again,
lips.
a weird way of putting it. Okay.
I recognized the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Germany.
Excuse me.
Okay, there we
Didn't
go.
I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Brilliant.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know a guy
Be
called
prepared to
Plantar?
see
I
this
don't
guy
know anybody in
bunch,
Paris.
I think.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in
Just
funny
walking
pants.
up to people in Paris.
Have you seen
a clown?
My pants are from
you?
England. Marks and Spencer.
Anyone?
They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression
Excuse me,
is
like,
the
trying to have a
mother of
conversation.
ingenuity.
Get off the piano! Trying to talk to a Nobel Prize winner.
Have you any idea what this tool
They're
might
just
be
like
used
yelling
for?
over the top.
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
You know this guy.
Do you recognize this
This is
man?
the only actual
He
real
calls himself
thing I can
Khan.
show as an actual
Yes.
detective.
I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
I guess I'm a private detective now. He
What's
wasn't
your
before
interest in
getting
Khan?
blown up at the cafe.
He is
to
an
the best
enemy
my
of my
knowledge.
people,
You
As
know
soon as
he's
he
a
was blown
killer.
up, he's like,
of course,
I'm a private
amongst
detective now."
other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
If I see a terrorist, I must simply observe the terrorist. I cannot
Does this
stop the
goo
terrorist.
smeared tissue
That
mean
would be
anything
against
to you?
being a guest of
No,
the country.
it doesn't.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
This guy already looks like he's going to be a loss.
It was the register of guests staying at the hotel. There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym. Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
Oh, she's back straight to the same song again.
The clerk wore a disdainful expression, like he'd been born with it.
He works in hospitality, I don't blame him.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Okay.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
It's not mine,
oui,
but I'd
monsieur.
like it.
May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry,
What?
monsieur. I must have some form of.
Here's where I had
unique
my
ID.
appendix out.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry.
What are you
I
talking
must
about, George?
insist on a more traditional identification.
Stop trying to show people with scars.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Still continuing to scream over
I'd
the
like
piano.
to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Brilliant.
Do you know a man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
I just
This
want to
is a
hope, I
highly
hope that all of you
respectable
just have the
hotel,
same moment
monsieur.
I did, which is
There
that
are
I am
no
so
clowns
glad
here.
that I did
If
actually
you say
pick
so.
story mode, because the options disappear when you run through all of them, rather than just looping through the last one over and over.
What
and
do you
over
make
again.
of this
We'd still be
tool?
back in the sewers.
Stunning, monsieur.
if
I bet you
if
handled it
options
like a
didn't disappear,
professional.
we'd be looping. We'd be looping around and around.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I mean, we still
No,
are, because
monsieur.
we're literally just walking to every single person we meet and being like,
What do you make of this tissue?
checking all this
You
things in
wish
my
me to
pocket.
dispose of
Do you
it
know this
for
guy?
you, monsieur?
Seen a clown?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it
Ah.
in?
Nah, it's
Yeah,
fine the way
bag.
it is. What do you make of this tissue?
This little tissue.
You have shown me that already,
Sure you
monsieur.
don't want it?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I
Can
cannot
I use
tell you
this as
that.
ID? Sure, this is me. Why else
Can you
would I
tell
have
me
this
which room the
photograph
man
if
in the
this wasn't
photograph
me?
has taken?
Oh, no, monsieur. That information is confidential.
Is it though?
Would it make a difference if I told you the guy in the photo
What
was
if
a
I
murderer?
was to slip you?
We are accustomed to catering for
€3.
celebrities, monsieur. Movie stars,
1996, it's still the
politicians,
front.
royalty, sporting personalities, they all
Pick a
stay
currency,
here.
I'll slide 3 of them over to you. 3 yen. Zap his
Hey,
ass.
shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur.
Really wanted to
I'm
zap him.
still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure. Thanks for your help, buddy.
I'm just gonna take this.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
No, I'm not trying to steal the key, not at all.
The sign on the door read 21. The door was locked.
Shockingly enough, it's locked.
The sign on the door read 22.
Ooh.
If the tailor's description was correct, this was the killer's room. The door was locked.
Also locked. Shocking.
Room number 23.
Lost number.
The door was locked.
Also locked. That's 4 lost references now. Which I have made, not that the game has made, because this came out years before Lost. Oh, good lord.
What
get you
now,
out of
monsieur?
here.
Did I show you this photo?
Yes, you...
Hey, shake.
I have already...
Thanks for your help.
Okay, well, I've now exhausted all options with you.
There was no one ready, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
Ooh, has that changed anything?
What now, monsieur?
Thanks for your help.
Okay, that has not changed anything. Perhaps it's time to call someone and be like, yo, his name's Merlin, for whatever the use that is.
Bonjour.
Hey,
Killer.
listen to this piano!
Hi, it's George. I have the address of the killer's hotel.
If you're going to pay him a visit, remember, that guy's a professional.
Thanks. I'll be fine.
Nailed it. That was of no use to me at all. Are you useful to me?
Hello again.
I'm just gonna
Did you
exhaust some
recognize this
options.
tool?
Already you have astounded me.
What is this clown?
In my country,
I'm glad to hear
I
it.
have no use
they
for
have dealt
clown.
with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
Oh Jesus!
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
What country?
Sounds
is
like
this?
heaven.
Woof.
You don't care for clowns, do you?
They belong in the circus, like fleas and bearded women.
This is a photo of Khan, right?
That
Bearded women
is
can
just
go anywhere.
one of the names by which he is
And
known.
bearded dragons. Do you want to get zapped?
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Okay.
Now that's a real bad attitude problem you've
That's
got
fair.
there. Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Okay. Ooh, maybe I can break her piano.
It was a magnificent old Steinway piano.
Just go and push it so the.
I figured the lady at the
Falls
keys
on it.
wouldn't appreciate a duet with a musical illiterate like me.
You never know. Don't put yourself down like that, George. I don't know.
Hi, ma'am.
I just get them, man.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Can you help me get room 21?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Yes.
Oh no! It's the key to
Yes,
an
I
empty
am.
room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room?
To get
Do
you
you
to stop
plan to
playing the
squat?
piano?
No, ma'am.
Scout's honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
No, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell
Weird way
me,
of putting it, but yeah.
why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case. But a good dose of English arrogance.
I'm pretty
might-
sure the clerk is gay, so I shall be useless.
I say, you there, flunky.
Oui, madame.
Get
Listen
time.
carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Go, run! Grab the keys! Go! Nailed it. I gotta open 21, right? Which I think is using this on this. Look at me
Now,
go.
maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key. It was a massive mahogany wardrobe. There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Camphor almost sounds like my name. It's not, but it sounds like it. Nope, there's no, can't restock on our newspaper supply in our inventory.
A cabinet stood beside the bed.
Go on, George. Just start looting things again. Maybe you'll find a health potion.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did. The window looked out over a narrow alley surrounded by high walls.
Alright. Time to nearly kill ourselves. This is the... We're in.
The cabinet had no drawers, just a single door.
Well, we're getting there.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Why not? Couldn't he have been an idiot? Couldn't he just been like, here's my master plan, I'll go to bed?
The bed was several times larger than the narrow cot I'd been given at the place I was staying.
Any incriminating evidence in the bed? I mean, there's a big bag.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Well, he doesn't appear to wet or shit the bed. Maybe
It
we're
was the
dealing with an
battered
adult
leather
man.
briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Okay.
The closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
Anything in here?
The pants were newly laundered and pressed with immaculate creases. There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
God damn it. Really? Nothing else in here?
The interior of the closet was large enough for me to climb right in.
Are you gonna?
The door led back into the hall, idiot.
Did he just call me an idiot or himself? Oh no. Oh wow, those pants do not look normal. What is happening there?
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Quickly shit in his bed. Oh, those pants look really weird. Yeah. New pants.
The pants matched the jacket which the killer had lost in Paris.
I'm gonna steal his goddamn pants. He's just taking everything out of the pockets.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found two items in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Gruber? Hans Gruber?
There was nothing else in the pockets of the killer's pants.
Right, now I think I have ID to get stuff out of the safe? I think that would make sense. I mean, it doesn't, because he would...
In the back of the office was a small safe with a combination lock.
Oh, here he comes.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words Club Alamut.
What now, monsieur?
Do you recognize this?
That is the property of the Hotel Ubu.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little book to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist.
Cool.
If we had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not especiellement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
Seeming as you've shown me no level of authority or any kind of ID, I will allow you to keep my hotel room key and just snoop around. Do what you like.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what's left in your safe.
That's right.
Merlin the I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that.
Did I show you?
We must...
Thanks for your help.
Maybe it's...
What now, miss?
Did I show...
We must...
Okay, no, it's not that. Do you know anything about the matchbook?
Hello again.
Well, here we go. Now we just start
Do you recognize this key?
showing things
No,
to people again.
I do not.
Can this progress the story? Can this
Do you recognize
progress the
this
story?
No, I do not.
At least you're quick and straight to the
Does
point.
the name
Do you
on this
know
matchbook
Nope.
mean
Good.
anything
Let's go.
to you?
Indeed it does. For Alamut was the home of the old man of the mountains. You do not know him?
No, I don't. Tell me again about Alamut.
It is the home of the old man of the mountains.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Hey! Hey, lady!
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I got the key. Thanks for your help, ma'am. I found this...
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
All problems can be solved if you team up with a Karen. Embrace the Karen. Point the Karen.
Did you place
Fire
a
the
package
Karen.
from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's
But
the
he's
problem?
clearly not
he
Merlin.
isn't Merlin.
Yeah.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
Just just goes to different countries and is like, kill him.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Manuscrit de
Thanks.
How
It is.
satisfying.
The accents
An
are getting
Anglo-American
rougher.
alliance
Maybe
could
I'm getting
actually
tired
work.
or the accents are getting rougher.
The
but they
clerk
feel
had
like
given
they're
me a
slipping.
tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Ah, but there's a little thing I remember. You see? I keep turning that way, thinking the camera is there, but it's not there. It's right there. There's a little thing. If you try and walk outside with the
The door was locked.
If you try and walk outside the front door with that
The
parchment...
door was locked.
Oh god damn it. What? How is it relocked again? Oh, that's why you don't give the hotel key back. Yeah. Let me finish the thought I was saying. If you leave through the front of the hotel with this parchment in your inventory, those two gangsters kill you. Because they're like, you shouldn't have this.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Wham. Just press jump. And we just simply go back inside. Puzzle solved without even approaching the puzzle. At some point we are going to hit a hard limit as to what puzzles I remember how to solve. It might legitimately be that piece of parchment and how to get into the sewers, and then that's it. That's I don't think I know any others. Oh, please get me away from this piano. Oh, she's been playing all day.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Routine security.
Oh,
Wallet
well,
inspector.
all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Flap. That's his name.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Take me to dinner
Nothing,
first.
Guido. Zilch.
Flap
Our
and
apologies, monsieur.
Guido.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should
What about
break his
Moo?
arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Report you to Moo.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed.
I have no
I
idea
couldn't
what
wait
they
to
were
get back
after.
to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Back in Nico's apartment. Hey Nico,
You're
I
just
let
not going
myself
to
in.
believe what I found.
It's not another part of the clan's
Every time we
festivities.
come into Nico's apartment, she sits there and goes.
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantar?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse.
Any Dan Brown fans out there?
Whatever
You
this
enjoy the
manuscript
storyline of
means,
this
it's
game.
connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
What?
This guy,
What newspaper
named
was
Hughes
buying
the
an article on
Payne,
the Crusades?
arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Damn you for setting me on fire.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, Josh. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
Okay, alright.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
What are you doing?
Research,
I'm
Josh.
out there doing all this
Yeah?
stuff. What are you?
You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh.
Also, I speak French.
Did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
Ooh. You could cut the central
Have you found out
tension
any
with
more
a
about the
spoon.
murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
I mean, you could imagine it's coincidence.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Should we? Alright.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
No,
What do you
I can
suggest?
figure it out.
Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes
Ew.
in medieval studies. His name is
This
Lobino.
game,
Huh. Some stuffy
the
old
idea of this
fossil gets
game
horny over
sort of
ancient
spun
relics, I
around
suppose.
Indiana Jones.
That's
Charles
worried.
Cecil said that he just
Andre
basically
isn't
showed them the
stereotypical
opening
professor
of,
you have in mind.
Where can I find this
Indiana
Lobino guy?
Jones
At the
and
Krone Museum.
Raiders of the Lost
I'll
Ark,
give you the address.
where the beginning part up to the point where the boulder rolls, he was like, this is how you do an adventure game. Everything here is basically what you need for an adventure game. Let's look at this dude.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
I didn't like the
A knight
aliens
with a
in,
crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll
that
beside the
freaked me
knight.
out as a kid.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
So he
Man,
studied
you're
law.
touchy.
We know that.
Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
So what, he was a lawyer? And then went on vacation, got blown up, and went, I'm an
There's a guy
adventurer.
working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover? It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only
the sword
mythological bull
broken?
I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
What? Even if it was the
looks like
bottom
a
half.
gem on top of a tripod.
You know, I could have been convinced to be the bottom half, but I thought about it, and no, I don't want to do that.
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it? A credit card?
ID. Thomas Merlin of the Gruber
Like a
Electronics
ball.
Corporation.
Never heard of him.
I
or
don't
the
think I'd
company.
like to have a huge penis. I think it would be distracting.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue, a name or an address.
I mean, I
That's
thought
no
that too,
use.
but there's
There aren't even any matches in it.
nothing.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Oh well, I'll stuff it in my pocket along with all the other crap. Oh my god.
Are you sure you've...
Positive.
Right, let's just run through all
Did I
these.
show you this matchbook?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Did I show you this match?
Huh?
Okay, well, there's clearly something I'm missing with the tissue. Okay, yeah, the tissue.
Did I show you this tissue?
Yes, George. I asked you to get rid of it.
Oh, we ran out of the tissue option.
Do you want this photograph back?
No,
We'll get it
you
back.
keep
We'll
it.
get the tissue.
I can always make another print.
I showed you the red nose, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
George,
showed me
yes, yes,
before.
yes. Stop emptying out your pockets, George.
The guy at the novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical
It's
joke.
a gag.
If you ever use it
Have you
on
seen me
me, I'll
brass
break
out?
your arm.
Okay, okay.
It gives people electric
I get the
shocks.
picture.
Tell you what, you don't see much of these.
Let's take another look at the
days.
manuscript.
Nice Templar. Says they got burnt in an Inquisition.
There's a woman, but the reflect...
Okay, yeah, so I think we're done. There's nothing else we can really talk about.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
Right, well, George is going to a museum. God, he's been all over today. Bye, Nico. I'll let myself out a second. Oh, yeah, it's the flower lady. I wonder if we can zap
hi.
the old lady.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Can you tell me anything about this security pass?
Do you know anything about
I
this
can
security?
tell it doesn't belong to you.
How come?
Give me some credit. If you're an electrician, I'll eat my antirrhinums.
You're a remarkably talented lady. Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, but I can tell you one thing.
Yeah?
There's no such place as the Club Alamu in Paris.
Well, maybe you should open it.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, dear.
Would you like to shake my hand?
No, I wouldn't. I can see the future, remember?
But not when it's related to you, so you wouldn't know that I'm about to zap your ass.
See you later.
I've
That's
got
right,
you
monsieur.
now.
You will.
Right, we're going to a museum, I guess. Ubu, done. That one, done. Apparently we can still do something at the cafe. She is a fraud. Could update the police. Still not going to do that. We're going to Kroon. Oh, look at it. Oh my god, you have to walk so far.
Through the grimy glass, I could see several large shapes in a gloomy room. What they were, I couldn't imagine. I considered smashing my fist through the pane, wrenching open the window, and vaulting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
I thought, no, that's dumb. Why would I do that? That's dumb. I'm not going to do that. Then I remembered
Access
there's
to
a
the
door
side
over
and
there.
rear of the museum building was blocked by a dense clump of bushes. A real macho guy would have plunged straight into the spiky, scratchy bushes. Not me.
See, that's why I like George, because he is, that's what I say, he is not the classic American character. He is someone who is very self-aware. He's like, I'm a scrawny coward, man. I really shouldn't be doing this, but, like, I'm here anyway. Oh, boy. Lots of clicking here.
The case contained a collection of rocks. They were all shapes and colors, but they were still rocks. Above them, a sign read, L'âge paléolithique. I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked.
Why? I tried to steal something from the museum.
It was a statue from ancient Egypt. Those
Because
old civilizations sure could
kleptomaniac,
teach us a
I
few
guess.
things about art and beauty.
No poop on the floor here. Not yet.
The statue
not
didn't
done
deserve
yet.
to be mauled by a Philistine like me.
Nothing here. Yeah, is it weird that the poop never came up? Like
A metal
I couldn't,
rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
I couldn't even like talk to the guy to be
Attention!
like,
Please
hey,
do not open the window,
why is
monsieur.
there crap on your floor?
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their
This security
burgers
guard
on a
has
charcoal
backed
grill,
me into a
and
corner.
the fat falls on the open flame. The amount of
I wanna
organic
talk to you about a
compound
burger
and
shop.
smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled, and it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
Okay.
The
Please
case
tell me I'm gonna
contained some
figure out how to
fragments
shut
of
down a
pottery.
burger joint.
They looked to me like broken flower pots. Above them, a sign read, L'âge paléolithique. The case contained 2 rows of silver coins. Each coin on the lower row showed a portrait
This
of a guy
looks
with a
so,
huge
like,
nose.
Steal this later. This tripod looks like stealable.
It was a large brass urn.
Tell you what, you don't see much of these days. Large brass urn.
There was nothing in the urn.
Just some brass urn oil.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript.
Oh, I was right.
I noticed identified
to
it as
steal this.
15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Lochmarn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
Oh, we
I'm
go to
sorry,
Ireland.
I was excited.
Oh yeah, if the French accents were bad, boy oh boy, do I feel as though the Irish
no.
accents are not going
No,
to be much
monsieur.
better.
No,
What's wrong?
It's just,
you must not enter the exhibits.
I'm sorry.
oh, but let me, come on. I just want to steal shit.
It was a tapestry of a lady,
You play as a
lion,
kleptomaniac
and a
who's
unicorn. If I
desperately
had more
trying to
time,
not steal
I
the
could have
brass
stared at
urn.
it all day. Touching an object as rare and beautiful as that would have been the act of a barbarian.
Touch it anyway. I'm trying to say,
The
oh,
totem
you're an
pole
American.
looked distinctly out of place in the
Barbarism
setting
is
of the
within
museum.
your, like, you can do it and get away with it. No other culture can. Oh my Jesus Christ. It's just, fuck it, I'll just wobble this shit around. He doesn't care!
It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
You can't just go into museums.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
That closet is over 3,000 years old.
But I wanted
Closet?
to get in it.
It's a sarcophagus.
I've got a feeling I'm
It
probably
was a
gonna
stone
talk to
carving
the guy
from
about
ancient
it.
Egypt. I was no desecrator of tombs.
Them to, like, not be facing that way.
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocated.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
Alright, alright. Let's talk
Pardon
to the
me?
god.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Labino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Labino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Not today. All right, let's
Can
roll
you give
through
me
all of
further
this.
information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John D.
Who the hell is John D?
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
D was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What? That's... Oh.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
It's all over the place.
The usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case?
I love
no.
that they're just yelling
That
this
tripod
conversation
is
between each other
protected
from
by
one side
a
of the room.
sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement
Say someone
of
wanted to
any part of the case
steal
wherein
the tripod.
that tripod is situated.
How would you suggest they did that?
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Okay. Okay.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Not a sausage does not feel like a particularly
The sign on the
French
tripod
sentence
says
to say.
it was found at a Templar preceptory.
Like in
Yeah. It doesn't
50
mention
Shades
John
of Grey
Dee
when you
at all.
read like,
Most
the word like
remiss.
lift,
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
etc., etc.
No, I
to
don't.
exp- to
I never had much of
define
a start
an
in life,
elevator.
you see.
And you're like,
I owe a little
it's set in the
education
US,
again
but
to
people are
my
using words
uncle.
like lift.
He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of
Yeah,
that.
go now and do it.
Do you think, if I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on.
No, you absolutely could. You 100% could become a professor. What the hell are you talking about?
Do you know anything
George,
about medieval
don't
manuscripts?
just shit
Not
on
me,
people's
monsieur.
dreams.
I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
I got that.
They ask me to park the... No. They assume
And maybe a new
I am an
candle
authority
once in
on
a
the
while.
exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobineau.
What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little old lay
Philippe
buried
le
for
Bel.
centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
You cannot find these brass hands
Who
anywhere
was
else.
Philippe le Bel?
You don't know? Philippe IV, the King of France.
Wasn't he the guy who wiped out the Knights Templar?
I have no idea, monsieur. All I know is he was King of France. I don't even know why he was called Philippe le Bel.
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants of Paris. The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur.
15,000.
Vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say you
I
don't know
thought
what
the
you're talking
original
about.
inhabitants of Paris were a tribe known as the Parisi.
That is right, monsieur. Renowned for their pots. You see, in those days, people didn't have much in the way of possessions. A few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd bone or two. Naturally, when the Parisi came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted one.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consumer frenzy.
Ah oui, they connect the market, cleaned up.
What are we talking about? Why do we keep talking about
You don't know the
pots?
first thing about those pots, do you?
No, monsieur.
Right. Oh, good lord. Have you seen this
Do you
guy?
recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh no, I don't frequent places like that.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
Just show him everything
no.
in your pockets.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Shake hands? Nope. We're gonna save
What
the
does this
tissue for
tool
last.
mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Ah, Indiana
It
Jones.
is a priceless historical artifact, if I
reference.
am not
The
mistaken.
entire game.
No,
is an Indiana
it's a
Jones
plain
reference,
old tool for lifting drain covers. I showed you my tool, didn't I?
but- Yeah,
Oui,
can't
monsieur.
shake hands on G.
Most impressive.
He'll get fired if he's seen shaking hands with someone.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
Here we are.
What do you make of
tissue.
this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
Thanks for your help.
All right. Can I go? Oh no. I'm gonna stand here and then see if him like facing away. If I can do anything to.
The rod turned
Aha!
smoothly, and the window above me opened.
What was the point in that?
High above me was a window. The window was wide open.
Okay. And what do you want me to do with that? The window is open. Oh. Okay. Well, it's telling me to go that way, I think. Maybe is the idea when he's facing away, I can open that, and when he goes to go fix it, I can be over here in the sarcophagus. Although the hint is telling me to go that way now. So who knows? Let's just go that way. Figure out. The hint is saying this way.
The tripod was definitely the one in the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland to check it out.
What, do I just go this way to Ireland? Click this way to Ireland. I totally can as well. Just go to aeroport. Right, I'm going to leave it on this map for 1 second. Nip quickly to the bathroom once again. Sit tight. Can't shake hands on duty. It's illegal. So he wants me to go back to Nico's house, apparently. I know what I have to do. I clearly have to go talk to the flower seller. Hey, do you know anything about the Knights Templar? No, dear.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
I'm not going to talk to her about this.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Right, let's go see what Nico has to say.
Hi, George.
Hi, George.
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marn.
I have heard of Loch Marn. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
Please do not sit on my desk,
A popular
George.
gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Didn't she call that newspaper a gossip rag earlier? It turns out she literally
Professor
writes the
Nigel
gossip rag.
Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marn. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program.
What time team?
This site at Loch Marn must be awful important to him.
He's a professor
We're
of
not
history.
going to get another season
They're all
of Time
cuckoo.
Team.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Pegram's Dam is important, why don't you visit Loch Marn?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly?
What? Where is Ireland exactly? What are you talking about?
What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program, Pegram's Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
I'll bet he'd be interested in the manuscript.
The people of Ireland need to see the dirty tissue. There's so many people there I could ask. Do you know anything about this tissue? What about this tool I used for... I don't know. Do you want to look at the...
Did I show you this?
Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go.
I'll see you
Nico.
later.
Okay. Keep me informed if you find anything new.
Yeah. I'm probably going to Ireland. Probably what I'm about to go do. Bye, friends. We might be back. Who knows? It's globetrotting. Immediately go talk to the flower salesman again. Hey, apparently there's more to do here. We could just go to Ireland. I think we're gonna go to Ireland, and then, ha! Of course it's got a big old leprechaun on it. Yeah, I'm about here. That's where I am in the world, ish. Welcome to Ireland. Probably gonna start up here in Ireland, and I feel as though that's a pretty solid place to leave it. No longer chasing clowns in Paris town, but finding gems in Mac Devitt's bar. I'll think of some sort of rhyme for the next one.
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Loch Marn. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
Oh, listen to that soundtrack. If you need me, I'll be doing this until next Friday. Right. Just so people, so we can figure out what the Irish accents sound like. Let's talk to Boy.
The lad was doing his best to express his adolescent aggression. His effort was somewhat diminished by the fringe of milk on his lightly feathered upper lip.
He's a McPoyle!
Hi there!
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
Oh, there we are. That's an Irish accent.
I'm George Stobart, and I'm with the good guys.
I'd never trust anyone who
You're a
says
head
I'm with
case,
the good
mister.
guys.
A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
The most Irish
I'm
name.
on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And
We
there's
have
the
met
poor old
one
mother,
person in Ireland, and
bedridden
the first
and
thing they
dying of
said
presumption.
was,
I
"Oh,
tried
me
to buy
dad's an
medicine.
alcoholic."
Chop firewood for Father Mahoney till me
Father
fingers
Mahoney, yeah, of
bled.
course.
The old skinflint cheated me too, but I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I, see what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood, when suddenly me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me
Tell me about your abusive dad. Don't worry, I'm with the
Compared to
good
him,
guys.
Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year.
Anyway,
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
You sure? Are you absolutely fucking certain? Because I need to know. Does this tissue mean anything to you? Oh god, let's talk to this terrible Irish boy and run through all of his
a man
options.
called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cock
He's
an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
I know the man to mean if he's one.
Can you
I don't
tell
know
me
if
where I'd
anyone's seen
find
Orpheus.
Pegram?
No, I
Orpheus,
can't
sorry,
because he's not
Chaos
here
on
now, but if I
Netflix,
sees
but
him, I'll ask
boy,
him.
does Orpheus's voice just annoy me in that. It's like aggressively Irish.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Like in the films. God, this accent must be offending a lot of people.
Do you know
if they were
anything
watching.
about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help,
People watching
but he
right now,
chased
they'd
me
be
off.
very offended.
I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
You didn't want to see his smelly old hole?
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Pegram brought some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lochmarn would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
What
Well,
does
it's
this
another
Fitzgerald guy
Irish
look
name.
like?
Big head, big ears, and face irons.
What?
You know, spectacles, glasses. He's blind as a bat without him.
Spectacles. I've never
What
heard
can you tell me about
anyone
the
call them
castle, McGuire?
Spectacles
What do you want to
before.
know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No, only,
What?
oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
Oh, aye, my
What is
abusive
it you're
dad
covering
lives up there.
Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm
beat
taking
you
you
because
back
I'm
to
one of the
school.
good guys.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Lochmarn.
All right.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Why would I ask that?
They all
I've
dress
already
like clowns.
seen the dude
The man I'm looking
not
for
dressed
is
as a
dangerous
clown.
psychotic.
I also know for a
Jesus.
fact that he changes costumes
It's just like that
repeatedly.
film I saw.
So why
It's
would
this
he
clown, see?
dress as a
But he's
clown in
after this
France,
kid who saw
get
him
out of
in
the
a
clown
dog.
costume,
He tries to warn
go
the
to
sheriff,
Ireland, and
only
then get
no
into a
one
new
believes
clown
him.
costume? Maybe it's
Then,
one of the 30 which he
while
bought from
he's
that
in
man
the tub,
per
the
week.
clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with my very own eyes.
My very own
Last Tuesday
25-year-old eyes.
I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's
Irishman,
pig.
have you ever
only
been in the
worse.
sewers in Paris? Do you recognise this tissue? What about this nose? Do you know about the Club Alamet? What's this tool used for?
Did you find out?
Please
what was
leave me
making
alone,
the noise
mister.
In the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty.
There on
The
the
moon
wall.
was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but my legs had lost their stuffing.
This is a bizarre.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I
Remember,
did.
like,
And a fearsome
I love this
sight
game.
it
I
is
think this
too.
game is a lot of fun.
I
I
sat on
think
my arse,
the story is fun.
waiting
The voice
while the
acting
moon
is
went
fun.
down. And out it comes from the shadows.
The writing is very fun as
all
well.
grey
But I also
and
remember being a
tattered
kid
and
playing this
hunched
and being
over
like,
an old bent
this
willow.
is the most serious story that has
I
ever
hears
been.
the spluttering and
Now that I'm playing
splashing
it
and
as an
horrible
older man, I'm
laughter in
like-
the dark. I was so
A
scared.
lot of people making double
I
entendres.
fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure
I
there's a
didn't want to go
rational
near his stinky
explanation for
hole
what you
anyway.
saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Right, time to go through the old favourites. What
do you
about this
think
tool?
This tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Dead
Nailed
right.
it.
How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. They gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
You're kidding. What do you think this...
I told...
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
That
Aye, on
belongs
Red
to the
Nose
killer
Day.
clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry. I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did.
Agreed.
They weren't interested.
Also true.
Have you
I
ever
didn't
seen
try very
anyone
hard.
wearing one of these?
No.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
I never seen him.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
Yeah.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's
I don't
all.
do tricks on
Oh,
street
alright.
corners.
Gotcha. Neat, huh?
Didn't feel a thing.
I'll kill ye.
Do you recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
Take a look at this, McGuire.
It's an ID card. What of it?
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin? Or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
Can we zap his ass once more?
Shake my hand again.
No way.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Well, we're in Ireland, and we're directly outside the pub. Ooh.
The drain was covered with an iron grating, through which I could...
Ooh. You know what that? Oh, thank God I've got some kind of...
I took hold of the grating and
Tool.
pulled hard, but it didn't move.
Well, I just can't resist. And then... What? 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 I mean, that would... Can I just do that instead? Would that work?
The workman's key was the obvious... It was specifically designed. Unfortunately, there weren't any holes in the trapdoor.
What are you talking about? What are those big slats? Anyway, before we get too I'm trying to make him face the camera. There we are. There we are. Let's make sure we save. This has been... It's been a lot of fun. I feel leaving it an island. I know I originally said I was going to be going till about 10:30, and it's just coming up to 10 now. So, you know, it's my stream. I can decide when it ends. I'm going to head back to the main menu. I want to thank you all, anyone and everyone who's been here, hopefully enjoying what we've been doing here. I'll be back next Friday. Well, next Wednesday I'm going to be back to start Borderlands 1 with Rose, who was going to join me at some point this evening, but they did not and left me to it, which is absolutely fine. So you will all be introduced to my very good friend Rose on Wednesday when we do the first Borderlands game, which is, again, this plan, Broken Sword. We're doing the whole franchise. We're going from Broken Sword 1 to 6. I've only played 1, 2 and 3, and I've only completed 3. So it's going to be fun to see how these games go. I will be doing Broken Sword, at least Broken Sword 1 every Friday. By the time I finish Broken Sword 1, I might be a little bit, like, done with point and click for a little bit, or I might be like, yeah, let's just jump straight into Broken Sword 2. We'll decide when we get there. But whole Broken Sword franchise will be covered at some point, as well as the whole Borderlands franchise. At some point as well, I'll be adding a third game into what I stream per week, but for now I'm taking it slow. 2 games, nice and easy. One of them co-op and one of them single player. Make sure to do, most of anyone who really has been here and interacting in the chat already follows on most of my other things, but if you happen to have been lurking and not said anything, hello, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to do the thing which you would normally do, like, you know how it works. I'm not going to treat you like an idiot. You know how things like YouTube and Twitch works. I hope the tissue is in every Broken Sword game. Well, you're going to be happy with Broken Sword 3 because grease paint is a huge part of that, and I'm pretty sure it was on a tissue. I don't know if it's like an Easter egg or a thing, which, like, every Broken Sword game has a tissue, but could very well always have a tissue. I would, right now, do, I would raid someone. If only I knew how. So, we're not going to do that. We'll raid someone another day. But for now, I hope you have all had a wonderful time. I know I certainly have. This has been a lot of fun. Come back next Wednesday, which I think is like the 9th. Could be wrong. But it's the next Wednesday coming up, where you get to watch Borderlands with me and Rose. And you also get to experience watching me play a little bit, something a little bit more action-packed, but you also get to watch me be really bad at first-person shooters. Really bad. So, we'll see how it goes. Thank you again, everyone. I hope you all have a lovely evening. I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you again. Bye-bye.